Everyone, and welcome back to the Power of ServiceNow. Following on from our last video on the importance of a CMDB, today we're discussing the different methods of populating the CMDB, talking about the pros and cons of each, and overall focusing on best practices. So first of all, what are the different methods that we can leverage to populate the CMDB? Now, the most reliable and accurate methods that we highly recommend are ServiceNow Discovery and the use of Service Graph connectors. However, there are also other methods such as Ad-Hoc manual entry, using import sets and Integration Hub. However, these methods come with higher risk of unreliable data, since records become outdated as soon as they are saved in the platform. Since a CMDB's health relies on having up-to-date live data, we recommend tools that can continuously scan your network for updates and report them back to the CMDB, just like our Discovery and Service Graph connectors tools. So now that we know the different methods to populate the CMDB, let's talk a bit deeper on how they all work. So starting with our recommended methods. As you can see on this slide, there are two key methodologies. On the left-hand side, we have our Service Graph connectors, which you can think of as pre-built integrations and connectors with your existing tools, like SolarWinds, Jamf, Intune, Tanium, just to name a few, specifically with the purpose of populating the CMDB and ensuring data quality and consistency. Now, what makes Service Graph connectors so special is that they are managed centrally by ServiceNow, meaning that when they're updated, your instance can be automatically updated too. So for your team, this means faster time to access new features, improvements, and there's no need for manual installation or testing required. Now on the right-hand side, we have ServiceNow Discovery, and this automates the identification of configuration items on your IT infrastructure by continuously scanning your network. Discovery works by sending out probes via IP addresses on an agent, and we offer both agentless or agent-based methods of discovery. Overall, this process returns information on possible configuration items, and all communications from your network to the ServiceNow CMDB are performed through mid-server connections, which sits within your network behind firewalls to ensure secure communication without exposing sensitive data to external threats. The data returned is processed through the identification and reconciliation engine to confirm if we have a configuration item or not. If we do, it then updates existing configuration records with new information or any changes, and if it doesn't, then it creates a brand new configuration item. The identification and reconciliation engine also prevents duplication of configuration items and can consolidate key attributes about configuration items from multiple different sources. So as shown in the table, we have 3 different discovery sources, and each of them are better at identifying different attributes. So you can prioritize which source you would like to provide which specific attributes, ensuring a single accurate source of truth in your CMDB. And while we're on the topic of Service Graph connectors, I also wanted to mention that we have over 50 of these pre-built and certified, which are ready to switch on and start leveraging. Now, the next method we're going to discuss is manual CI entry, which is exactly what it sounds like. So you manually add configuration items into the ServiceNow platform one by one. Now, while this method is simple and requires no specialist tools, it's only suitable for small data sets and the occasional update, which is why I'm calling it ad hoc. This process can be very time consuming and takes a lot of manual effort. It's very prone to human error, typos, missing details, and incorrect relationship mapping. And it's not a scalable methodology. So if you're managing thousands of configuration items, manual entry isn't feasible for this process. And like I mentioned earlier, the moment you save a record, the data starts aging and it becomes out of date pretty instantly. The next method is import sets, which allow you to upload data from external sources like Excel and CVS files or databases into your ServiceNow platform. You can map fields and transform the data before it reaches the CMDB to prevent things like duplication when bringing in large amounts of data into the platform all at once. So this can be used for bulk data uploads, and it can have some serious limitations again. So if the source of data you're using to pull this information from is outdated, incomplete, or inconsistent, you'll carry over all of those same problems into your ServiceNow CMDB. Import sets bring in data from one single point of time, so there's no automatic update here, meaning that once again your CMDB can quickly become outdated, and it still requires manual oversight to catch things like duplicate CIs or incorrect records and missing data. Otherwise, you risk populating your CMDB with unreliable information. And lastly, we have Integration Hub, which enables API-based integrations with third-party tools. However, this method is still dependent on the quality of your external data, just like import sets. It can still be complex to set up and to maintain, and there's no built-in CMDB reconciliation, unlike with the use of service graph connectors. The data coming in still won't be in real time, meaning your CMDB can still become quickly outdated. So in summary, all of these methods can be combined to create a multi-source CMDB, which is the data foundation of your platform. However, our primary recommendation is to use Service Graph connectors and ServiceNow Discovery, purely because they ensure continuous automated data updates. They provide the highest data accuracy and reliability, and they reduce manual effort and the risk of errors. So we hope this has provided some good insight into how to populate the CMDB with ServiceNow. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them below, and we hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.